way into the proper volume levels and so forth. But in the meantime,
SubGenius National Anthem.
Saturday morning. Oh, what a, it's so good to hear Praise Bob at 11 o'clock. What a friend we have in Bob. And in Dr. Bleepo Abernathy here. His is the voice that introduces the hour of Slack every week. And over here, Father Joe Mama, the most straight-looking yet hate-filled of all the SubGenius creatures. And then, sitting on the far end all by himself, Lonesome Cowboy Dave. Also, it's known for Einstein's Secret Orchestra on WCSB Cleveland, yes. And a big one for WCSB Cleveland, Oh, and we have so many lovely tapes here that we could play if we can't think of anything else to do. But you know, with that Billy Vaughn Christian music in the background, Dave can always play along.
I'm good with them gospel songs, Raven.
Yeah.
He can finger sing real good.
So friends, we have absolutely no idea where this show is going, and you know that's what gives us exactly the kind of slack we were looking for.
Involuntary slack.
I found myself thinking about that Rage Against the Machine song at the beginning there, where he goes, "You won't do what you told me!" And the thing about the Rage Against the Machine songs is you can only understand certain phrases, like, "Quit it now!" But all the words in between are, political! So I was trying to imagine what it would be like if that guy went to order like a cheeseburger, and it'd be like, yeah, what you want over there, cheeseburger, what's it, fries? Cheeseburger, fries, and what else, sir? Cheeseburger, fries, I don't understand exactly what you're saying, sir. Could you try to make that clearer? What did you fancy that cheeseburger?
Enough to drink of his blood, his caffeinated blood.
This is an ancient trick of Jesus, the concentrated food routine. 2,000 years ago, he did it with bread, and people said, how did he feed the crowds with just one loaf of bread? Well, he had concentrated bread. This is concentrated booze, so one bottle will entirely quench the thirst of this teeming crowd.
Yes.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle.
Like substance abuser now, baby. Especially if it was
I'll take mine on the side.
Dave, did you take your pills?
I took all of them. I was supposed to take 5 per day, and I thought if I'd take them all one time, then I wouldn't have to worry later.
Conspiracy drugs is how well they work for the normals and how poorly they work for the true subgeniuses. Because for the normals, they basically keep the normals thinking and feeling, forgetting how bad it really is. That's what, like.
Well, isn't that the whole idea?
Yeah.
Forgetfulness, friends. Most of us don't get to work 9 to 5 for J.R. Bob Dobbs, and instead we have these conspiracy street jobs, which probably mess you up worse than conspiracy street drugs. And friends, Bob Dobbs has come along as the antidote to that job, that day job. In fact, every bit of money you make on that job, Bob can lift that burden away from you. He can free you from that which has enslaved you. What's in your wallet? That's handcuffs, man. That's just how they keep you tied down.
Bob is key.
In fact, how many of you people have wristwatches on? How many want to smash their wristwatches right now? I'm not going to. This one.
That wristwatch is a dog collar for most people.
That's right. This thing is a dog
It's like
collar.
invisible fences. You know, you don't see them, but they're there. You try to cross that barrier, you start feeling that shock. Oh, it's past 9 o'clock. I should be at work.
And while Bob is the power that enables you to hone your forgetfulness into a sharp, keen-edged sword to zip that dog collar from your neck.
We destroy the brain cells that you don't need. And we store them. Actually, we don't destroy them. What we actually take is not so much, it's a cluster of brain cells that science knows as the soul. And we extract this material. It actually is this kind of, it's a physical part of the body, and not located in the brain, actually, or even in the spinal cord, but at the bottom of the foot. Ironically enough, it sounds like a bad pun, but that is where the soul, the spiritual soul, as well as the physical soul, which are spelled differently, both reside. And and those are what we're collecting, friends. That's what we. Speaking of which, we should be passing the hat or the plate. I mean, now we got a radio station full of people. We might at least do what any proper religion would be doing and beg
Suck their money up.
This is from the Tijuana Brass era, I think. I guess this is a Scientology recruitment song.
For listening, I write just for you.
This is not slowed down. This is a normal speed. See what I mean? Elvis Ron Hubbard, friends. Ed Sullivan couldn't have him on his show. Street chicks, pardon the expression, but that's what they are if you see them on TV. And sure, that may be slack for some, but some of us derive our slack from more esoteric things. Dave here occasionally likes to not take his medication.
You just build up immunity to it, that's all.
Yeah, Father Joe Mama is a straight edge. He likes to use razors on other people rather than to pollute his bodily temple with foreign herbs of the field.
I can't wait for that bad. I need the throat cavity.
I just lick his pores for cheap thrill.
Some of us get special surgery. I grew this lump on my forehead just so I could get it removed. I can't wait, man. I'm going to be off in about an hour and a half. And you know, when you remove a lump that size, it opens up new vistas. You can truly see. And more than that, one may truly whiff with the third nostril. Oh, they laugh. They laugh. But trepanation was used by the ancient Yetis, and we can arrange for that. Yet again, I think Dr. Bleepo Abernathy can apply, even if you don't want any cuts or anything, Dr. Bleepo has a special little ball peen hammer, and he takes little hate crystals and puts them on your head, and he hits in just the right phrenological points, acubeating points on the top of your skull.
Archaeologists have been wondering for years what all that brain surgery of the Incas and the ancient Yeti was about, and if they had just come to us, we could have explained. Moreover, there's been a certain amount of question about what the hate crystals are all about. Is this just some sort of mythos, or is it a selling technique? There is a rationale to the reason. The hate crystals are, in fact, legitimate crystals that have had reverse polarity. And a lot of people like the healing crystals because they heal, but if you have an enemy, what are you going to give an enemy? You're going to give him a hate crystal, but you're going to tell him it's a healing crystal, and you say, use that crystal every day.
Another useful thing for your enemies are the SubGenius Bob boxer shorts, which we really do have lovely cotton boxer shorts in large and extra large. And in the daytime, why, they look like just shorts with polka dots made of large Dobbs heads. But at night, the radium glow-in-the-dark Dobbs heads, anti-bomb faces show up, and those are highly radioactive. If those of you who are planning to be parents someday, wear those shorts and you'll never have normal children. I trust God, I have those shorts around Give those shorts to that enemy. Let them have little SubGenius.
You can see the
children.
evidence around here, my children.
There's no amount of punishment that you can give your enemy worse than to give them SubGenius children.
And they make those funny jokes about religion and so forth. But we all know hell is just a joke too, isn't it? Sure, there's not really a Christian hell where you spend the first 18 years getting the SubGenius enema. Oh no! Friends, hell is life right here on earth without J.R. Bob Dobbs in your life. This is hell. And when the demons try to tell you that, oh, you think you're listening to a satirical, religious, funny comedy show. Don't listen to the demons when they try to tell you the plain truth. It's right there in front of your face. The flames those people are dancing around late tonight might as well be the flames of Satan himself.
You can kill us now. We wouldn't be afraid. What we'd be afraid of is that man Bob. Someone, maybe it's you, will have to go and speak to Bob and give him those fateful words. Look for the man with the pipe, the snarly man, and tell him, clack two, barada nick two. Clack two, barada nick two. Save the world.
Clack two, barada nick two.
Nerny Purny. No, I'm sorry. Nerny
No,
Purny.
don't say that. Whatever you do, kids, don't lift up that trap door and say Yog Sothoth 3 times. We can't. Don't do it now. That trap door is right over there behind the wood. Just don't lift it up and say Yog Sothoth 3 times.
Talk about
And everything will be fine.
We should memorize that words just to make sure you don't say those words.
Yeah, and talk about old One Eye putting a lip tackle on you.
What are they going to say next? Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't I like to know? But you know, where would a SubGenius radio show be without Outer Limits background music? I'm sure somebody recognizes that out there. Probably having flashbacks from some horrible Outer Limits show you saw as a kid. The flashbacks are extra. The bummers are free. Plate. As a used jelly container, an empty cream cheese container, an old piece of paper that held a muffin, plastic fork and spoon with somebody's germs on it, a napkin. Oh God, somebody blew their nose. And a $500 bill. Shaving cream, please. It really doesn't taste sweet. Although,
Use banana.
He's really truly ripped up to my slather. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a big hand. He's really been preaching today. He's swept on into one hell of a slather.
When the conspiracy gives you lemonade, make lemons.
Let's all shave for Bob. I don't want to be the only one over here without that white stuff on my face. Everybody should shave for Bob.
just go find Bob and bend over.
I sat there at the stage for a while, thinking as I had many times before. This cult wasn't just operating in South America or Europe. It was right here in the good old USA, in my country. I had grown up here and never heard of the Church of the SubGenius until I worked for the ATF.
Does anybody have any,
Now it was all I heard about. Child abductions, mind control, drugs, arms shipments, revolutionary plots, the whole rotten mess. It was all right here in my own backyard. Most of the world knows nothing about the SubGenius Church.
Sanctify the rinse water for
Those
rinse the razor,
they
please.
do. They get some kind of joke or religious satire. Well, the only ones laughing is the SubGeniuses themselves. While the rest of society sleeps, the church busily goes about laying the groundwork for their bloody takeover, the so-called X-Day, where every non-cult member is eliminated in a general massacre. The only thing between me and the SubGenius and their sick goal was me and the ATF.
We'll return to I was a SubGenius for the ATF after this brief message from Bleepo.
No.
And will be all available after the ceremony for private SubGenius shades. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You'll have to $35,000 a year. You'll still make money, even behind bars. Praise Bob!
And that's the American plan. He's putting everybody in prison and paying them 35 cents an hour. I mean, I think so. I mean, it seems to me from what, I'm waxing too political here. I'll shut up for a minute. But it seems we're all in some kind of
Hey, he said my mom left it in his tent last night. Well, I've learned from that pie earlier not to bite into this thing. That's just what they want you to do.
To where is SubGenius?
We're trying to avoid, see, this is the apple of knowledge. And that's, frankly, that's what we're trying to get away from. We like the computers and the electric guitars, but we don't need the knowledge. We'll just steal the equipment. Let somebody else figure it out.
Too much already, damn it!
Oh, yes. What have we got? About 15 more minutes of pain.
No, make it go away!
Oh, and then after that, boy, yeah, I'm done. I can just be a civilian at Starwood. Yeah, you know what that means? Headaches that last days and days. Is there anyone out there driven to testify, make a short testimonial for SubGenius, preferably an attractive, topless young lady? It's not a chauvinistic thing, but frankly, we need the videotapes, that sort of propaganda. You know. But I'll tell you, people do not purchase the word of Bob because they want to hear what he says. They buy T-shirts. They want people to know that they love Bob, but they don't want to listen to his message. No, it might go down a little bit rough on the polished ears of the modernists and the liberals these days. They don't happen to like some of the tough love that Bob's got.
You know, Reverend Stang, someone pointed out to me the other day that these SubGenius shirts are some of the most unusual T-shirts. They're actually tighter in the chest area.
Yes, we do have a new baby doll brand, Rave. Bias.